Hello everyone, my name is Muir and we've got something new for you today. However, before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to tell you that nearly 70% of people who watch our videos are not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you could do me a huge favor by liking the video, commenting below, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that bell. It really helps with the channel and lets me know that you're liking what I'm making. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. But if they do, we can always just kill them with our afflicted. So it's not a big idea. It's not a big deal. I will sell those. And let's see. We can afford to turn our stuff into orbital works now. So that works. Now heavy industries. So an orbital works, I think, can just make more. I think that's how it works. Ship quality is increased by 20%. That's the main thing. Still produces the same things. Okay, sounds good. So let's go to custom production. So what can we make? Well, we can make a Pather Colossus, make lots of stuff. What can we make that we can pretty much use immediately? We can create carrier swarms, that'd be funny. Amazingly effective against lots of things. So mules can work. If you can do mass carrier mules, which is kind of funny. They do actually work, so there is that. It's not good, but it works. And let's see, the mules, they have okay fuel capacity. They can go 40 light years under their own tanks. We can make lots of buffaloes as well. If we want some stuff that's fairly dedicated, I guess. How far can you go into your own fuel tanks? About the same. Mule just has a few more options. So, do we have any mules here that I can show off? Bye. Oh, we're at Olunatic. Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe that works. So they have any mules? Nah. Okay, let's turn on our transponder. Nah. So the play with mules is if you're going to mass them, you just put talons on everything. And the talons fly around and basically shoot everything to death. You win air superiority by throwing crew at enemies. It's really dumb, but it works. And the other problem that mules have is that they're incredibly slow. So anything that is fast is going to catch up with them. So there is that. But you can put medium weapons on them. So there is that. Nah, what else could we make? Make ventures, those are missile boats effectively. Cerberuses are kinda nice. Now ventures, with that one skill that we have, we can get ventures up to speed 10 pretty easily. It is this one. Increases the speed of non-militarized civilian ships by 2. So we can get it up to 9, no problem. And basically, that means we can have a lot of ventures with us that are able to do a decent amount of work, which is nice. Now, they have those auxiliary mining pods as well. Yeah, mining pod auxiliary wing, which are sort of like stronger mining pods, effectively. So they have 2 missiles, 2 medium ballistics. Those are on the sides. Basically, this is a bigger mule, effectively, and 1 medium energy. So if we gave it a phase lance, it would be able to do that. We could also give it something else, but no, we might be able to give it one of those pulsars, but then that just means that it might have some other problems. Let's look at what weapons we could give it. A missile and medium. We don't have any of those. We don't have any of those. We have some of these. Not a ton. So we'd be looking at medium energy, so we'd be able to put a mining blaster on it. Okay, and as for missiles, we'd be able to do massed breachers if we wanted to. The main strength of the ventures that you can reset its missile cooldowns. So you can fire all your missiles, press F, immediately fire all your missiles again, which means it has pretty high DPS with missiles when it wants to. Keyword. Alright, well, let's repair our ships. Let's make our way back to Eldfell wants those, and we're gonna have some stuff going pretty soon. Orbital stations get done, and then everything is very difficult to do anything about. That's stability 6 as well now. Oh, we have another one. Yes. And we can just barely afford to make an orbital works. Oh, I misnamed you. Drugs and supplies. Alright. So these are going to basically make sure that we have, as long as we have metals coming in, we should have no deficits on supplies or heavy machinery, stuff like that. So what is our, how much of the market do we have covered? 18. 17% of the market on drugs, 18% there, and ship parts, 18%. We can't make these yet. Okay, we are making them. Where are we making them at? Like, where are we making those? The ground defenses? Yeah, okay. So this produces heavy machinery, supplies. Oh, this also makes weapons. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we have 18% of that as well. So we are covering a decent amount of the market. And people do need it, so that works for us. People need that, they need that, and they need these. And we're filling those, we are filling those needs. Then we have drugs, which we're filling a decent amount of, and fuel, which we are filling a lot more of. Which is nice. We do probably want to go out and start looking for Redacted to fight. So, we'll be able to do that while we are doing the Galatia questline, I think. But we also want to start picking up officers so we can have more phase ships that aren't garbage. Because officers are good. You need officers to make phase ships good. If you don't have officers making a phase ship worth it, then it's going to be absolute trash on the battlefield. But alright. Where can we sell crap? These would be fantastic. So Samara probably wants a lot of that. What about Sphinx? Sphinx and Sphinx. Okay. So they want 1,000 of those. And they want 2,000 of those. That we can do. So we will head back home. We will grab a ton more stuff. And we will proceed to go to Sphinx and make a lot of money. We'll get a little bit more in terms of supplies. And let's go. Okay, you just have lots of teeny tiny little fleets here. And maybe no battles going right now. Let's get 100 of these. Now, Sphinx wants 1,000. My Ratha's right over there, so... Wait. One's Samara, the other one's Mayasura. So we're gonna get 1,000 of these. Then we're going to get 2,000 of these for Sphinx. Now what else can we take? What else does Sphinx want? They want 400 of these, so we'll take 400 of those. Then we'll take whatever ships we can. That will fly. And what we'll do is we'll go to custom production and we're going to ship hulls. I'm going to want some buffaloes, so they'll give me 10 buffaloes. We will make those crap carriers. Crap carriers are fantastic. No, we'll make them sneaky. We will make them sneaky crap carriers, just in case we need to use them in combat. Sneaky crap carriers are hilarious. They basically are... So buffaloes are destroyers. So you can technically put an improvised hangar on them. So you give them a hangar, you give them the best garbage that they can get, that you can put on them. And you proceed to use them in combat when you need to. Alright, so I want to sell you these, and those, and these. Not a great price, not a great benefit, but, you know, good enough. What ships you guess? We have a Muir, we have a Manticore, well, we can go with the Manticore, we can go with the Muir. We're going to need more crew, of course. Let's go to the black market. Let's grab some extra crew until we are good to go. And then if we can, we want to outfit these new ships of ours. Probably a bit much on this. Alright, what about this one? So, mules, again, pretty good at what they do. This is a nice universal slot. Medium universal, we have 2 small missiles, and we have 2 ballistics here, and a small ballistic. So, generally speaking, you will want to be able to counter some stuff. but also you want to try and unify your slots. So if we put missiles on these, we want to just use expanded missile racks. So let's see, what missiles do we have available? Annihilator rockets? That's not good. Okay, well, we're going to repair our ships, and we're going to make our way back to Drugs and Supplies 1. Yes, of course you can scan me. We don't have anything illegal, why would we? Who do you think we are? Do you think we're criminal scum? We're not smuggling, we swear. Alright, so let's go and trade. The hegemony isn't something I'm particularly worried about. We're going to be in total war with them eventually anyway, once we get enough alpha cores, so who cares? We just need to not be visible to them for a little bit. Alright, so what can we do? We can make money there. We should go exploring soon. And what weapons can I make? So we have those smalls on the side. We can make light autocannons. We can't make anything that's better than that. Medium missiles. Nothing, that's all that. Alright. Sounds good, I guess. We are working on these buffaloes. So that should work for us. And once those stations are all finished, we can pretty much start ignoring this entire area for a while at least. But we can take that. We can sell a bunch of that to Kelsey. And that should work out great for us. We're going to put these away. I'm going to put these away. I guess we'll put that away. And we're going to drop some fuel off, drop some crew off, and then proceed to go to different supplies. Drugs and Supplies 2, where we can get more supplies. And through the power of money, resolve a lot of our problems. And popper. Alright, sounds good. So they want a lot of that. This sounds good. Now, at Drugs and Supplies 1, we have a lot of stuff we can use. Let's just transverse jump out of here and make our way over to Chalcedon nice and quickly. And then disappear. Okay, let's go. And let's try to not get jumped by the Pathers as we go smuggle with them. They seem to be leaving us alone. That's good. Let's sell that. And let's go. We can make these so we don't need to buy them. They have those. That's nice. The overall seem to be doing alright. Let's make our way back home. Now we have some money. And before we go out and dealing with the redacted, we will want to try and become friends with TriTech. Now, the easiest way to become friends with people in this game is to do lots of bounties for them, but in the event that's not really something that there's a lot of, or if you're dealing with a group of people that are very not sensitive to bounties, like pirates, then you'll need to do other things. Alright, so let's repair our stuff. We could make money at Eldfell. We don't need to do that. If we go over to... where is it sending it? Drugs and supplies 1. Okay, so they haven't made any headway on this. Interesting. Let's name things so they actually show up here pretty nicely. So we're going to go with DS1, DS2, DS3, and then DF1 and DF2. Cool. So now when we go over here, we know where everything's going. So that's fine. I'm considering some ventures. We can get them up to speed 9 super easily. And they are very tanky. They are very, very tanky. Do they also have surveying equipment? Yeah, they do. Alright, nice. Okay, so let's see. What can we do right now that is useful to us? You have pretty much everything. You have pretty much everything. You have pretty much everything. You have pretty much everything, and you have pretty much everything. You have farmlands? No. Oh. No real stuff there. Some volatiles, some metals, some metals. Some volatiles won't really be worth it. But we can start hitting hazard pay on everything. Oof. It's a lot. We go from making money to not. So this would take 25 or so months to finish. That one again is about 25, 25, 25, and 25. When they get to the next level up, we'll be able to add industry, and well, we'll be able to add commerce, and they will become incredibly profitable. But that kind of means that if we were to do this, our profits plummet through the ground. Luckily, the only problem with that, the only problem that causes for us, is crew quit, and other things, I guess. But yeah, stability isn't the problem. They just don't make enough money. Which is pretty normal when you have hazard pay on. So even with the shipping disruption, you're profitable. So what's the difference? You're a spaceport, you've got those things. Okay, so I'm gonna move myself up there. Move you down here. So making extra fuel isn't necessarily going to make a massive impact, but making an extra of 3 things and more will have more of an impact. So she has industrial planning, we have industrial planning. So these are literally making as much money as they can. If we were to take ourselves off of this one, it would drop to like -22 or so. Alright, sounds good. We are satisfying a lot of our own needs, which is good. Okay. So for a long time, we are going to be at a net negative. But once we hit that next level, we're pretty much golden. We'll be making money hand over fist. We don't have to worry about a whole lot. We could let these just not grow. That would give us a little bit more money to try and offset some of these problems. Get us closer to a 0. Yeah, so that could work. We get the heavy industries to the next level up. They're the ones who are going to be our real money makers. We can see who the big money makers are just by turning that off into these 3. These produce something that's kind of required, but not necessarily absolutely of extreme import. Well, it's important to us, but it isn't necessarily hyper profitable. Alright, that's almost... What? Okay, upgrading, and upgrading. Cool. Sounds good. All these orbital stations are almost done. Everything will become more stable, and we won't have to worry about a whole lot. And they're kind of offsetting each other. As I said, once we hit that next critical mass, we're going to be good. So... we need money and ships. So, here's one thing we can do. We can go sneaky breaky. And that will allow us to do some other things. Allow us to go do lots of spy sat and dead drop missions for various factions, while at the same time producing a fairly high amount of money, which is useful to us. But there are some things we need to do here. If we're going that route, then we probably aren't going to be doing much in terms of combat. We're just going to be using this as an incredibly sneaky ship that the enemy cannot catch up with. Now we still want that. I'm actually going to strip this. We want that to be really high so we can run faster. With the unstable injector so we can retreat from enemy fights really easily. We want the auxiliary fuel tanks and the expanded cargo holds so that we can carry more fuel and supplies. And then we want the adaptive phase coils so we can go further. We're not worried about fighting anyone. So not particularly too worried about that. We'll put a weapon on it so it has something. But really what we do is when the enemy shows up, we just run away from them. So what does this do? Tops combat speed by 50. So that could be really useful to us. Can we keep pushing it down? Yes. So yeah, we go super fast right now. Let me show you how fast this goes, by the way. So we can look at that and we can say, okay, well, good luck catching it. It's as fast as fighters. So that's to us, it's being slower. But yeah, it basically flies at 1 billion miles an hour. Let's go put those in storage. Let's take that. And if we ever run into combat, we just quickly run away from them. We say bye, and then we leave. So, Darkside, how's it going? Hello, Spacer. What's up, Shifty? We don't need anything from you. Let's go to DEFCON 1 and see what we can get from this guy. So, DEFCON, how's it going? We don't really need that, but it'll give us some free... What in the world? Let's see, 14th battle group, yes. Has higher armor, flux capacity, and flux dissipation. So yeah, they're slightly better in a lot of ways from the baseline version. They're also far more expensive. 4 missile, 5 medium, 4 small, 4 small. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Now the thing is, he is going to want a lot more money for his services. And let's see, do a lot of autocannons. We'll need those for the... What is it called? Medusa? No. Whatever it is. It's the new ship that has the new destroyer that has the medium slot. Okay, so everything else we can get for that. So we're going to go with that. That will increase our faction with them by a tiny bit. Let's go over here, grab these 3. If we're lucky, we'll be able to get our hands on some SpySat missions, which will give us lots and lots of opportunities to make a whole lot of money. If we ever run into an enemy, we just run away. They won't be able to catch us. As our colonies slowly grow. Hello, Mr. Shadows. Oh, a SpySat around Coulon? I can do that. Yeah, I don't think I can do that, Mr. Jupiter. Hello, how's it going, Paper? Oh, yes. Sounds good. How's it going, Academician? She dismisses the other officers as promised. Let's see. As you approach, she looks over and says, Captain 0.95.1a, drugs are us. Don't look surprised. You've got a fascinating reputation to, shall we say, movers and shakers of the sector over. She dismisses the other officers with a promise to join them in a moment, then catches your eye. Dilettantes. Compared to yourself, I mean. I trust you've heard of the Academy's new provost? The new what? My apologies, she grins apologetically. We Ivory Tower academics get so lost in our own world that perhaps everything revolves around the next paper, the next conference. The senior academician waves an arm to dismiss all that. The new provost. After that embarrassing incident with Provost Kalashore, the Academy has come under new leadership. Bold leadership. The new provost, Anita Baird, she raises her glass in a toast. You discover that you're holding a glass of something as well. Set it down on the bar. You set the glass down, giving the academician a skeptical look. She shrugs, downs her own drink, without your accompaniment. To fresh blood, my enemies slaughtered, and their lands conquered. Isn't that right? I mean, this is purely metaphorical metaphorical terms, of course, but I dare say the hegemony purge has cleared the old guard and opened up some opportunities, which brings me to you. A hand lands on your shoulder, somewhat intrusively. The new provost asked me to find someone like you, and now I've found you. Come to the Glacier Academy. In the Glacier system, of course. But you don't need me to tell you that. Meet with Provost Baird. Let's return to the bar. Her face turns serious for a moment. She has a vision for the future, Captain. And in times as extraordinary as these, she might just realize it. I hear what she has to say. Keep an open mind. Her tone lightens again, as she glances at the officers she was previously carousing with. Now, if you'll pardon me, I do believe that I owe a round to my new friends. I shall see you around the Glacier Academy soon, I'm sure. Sounds good. What other jobs you got here? Hello, Smokey. Where's the bandit? Oh, you need someone extracted? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, we will totally not just steal that AI core. Totally, don't worry about it. Right, well, what jobs do we have now? Oh, any threats? Ooh, let's go deploy that spy sat over by xvector. Then we can go over to the Glacier Academy. Now we go super fast, and being in this stuff, this deep hyperspace, hyperflux, whatever, that doesn't really slow us down. Plus, no one can catch us. We move at a quintillion miles per hour. We move at the speed of, I don't know, something. We'll figure it out. Let's keep that off. Let's go dark. And let's just go over here and see what we can find. Hello, you douchebags. Oh no, look at me. Let's go dark, let's go around. And let's try to slip our way over there. As we have a sensor profile of like 40. Alright, sounds good. Let's deploy the spy set. Let's go into Coulon. And I guess we will resupply on those. Now, what kind of jobs you got? Oh, pirate raids. We don't care. Let's go over to Oshibres. Maybe we can find some jobs over there. So, these are all finished. They're all more stable now. That's always a good sign. Let's make our way up to Oshibres to see what trouble we can get into here. Miss Military bounties, well, here's the thing about that. We're not really here to fight anyone. Let's go over to the Glacier Academy and see what trouble we can get into. Alright, Glacier. Let's do this. And actually look at your quest line this time. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of skips on Glacier questline simply because a lot of it's just going to be waiting around. Or just traveling to places. And that can probably be kind of boring for people. So, ask about returning the data core to Provost Kalachori. At the mention of Kalachori, The junior agent suddenly goes pale and touches their ear, stammering something about an urgent request as they turn to leave. With a sigh, you check the public comms terminal nearby. No entry under Kalachore. After your query, display locks to a hegemony comsec warning. You open comms to your flagship, and delegate the task of finding out what's going on to your comms officer. In short order, they manage to navigate the lower echelons of the graduate students to finally speak to someone in a position of authority. The comms link is routed to your personal interface. Academician Elik, at your service, Captain. The Academician draws out your presumed title, like you've forgotten to serve him biscuits, or some biscuits with some tea. You're certain your comms officer would have mentioned your name. My name is Drugzar Muir. I'm returning the data core for the Provost's reward. Oh, one of those. Of course. The old secretary should have just said so. The Academician pauses. But then this would have been Provost Kalachore, would it not? He's not the Provost anymore. No. Elik's voice deepens with practiced gravitas. Not after what happened. So, is there a reward, or should I dump this data core into this gas giant while ordering? The edge on your voice seems to shake the Academician. Oh! Elik looks at you blankly for a moment. Please! Don't do that. The data is very valuable, which, I suppose there is a reward. That account wasn't frozen after all. You'll have your secretary, or whatever, send the data core over to the planetology department, if you would be so kind. We send it over. He authorizes the release of the reward credits via the Busar's office with surprising alacrity. Now, where were we? He says. Request a meeting with the Provost. Yes? Really? I mean, yes, we'll come up immediately. So the Academy agent makes a quiet request through their personal comms, then gives you a patient look. The new Provost is very, very busy. New administration, after all, after the, recent unpleasantness. You know, this could take some time. Days, weeks sometimes. You might want to leave your comms ID with me and come back in... Yes? Really? I mean, yes, we'll come right up immediately. The agent turns to you. Provost Baird will see you. Right now. Please follow me, Captain. You are led through a discreet, secure access door to a series of passages that bypasses the public concourses. You are brought to a travel lift which activates at the Academy agent's presence and step inside after the agent's encouraging nod. The lift pod is wrapped by diamond matrix through which you can watch the canyon-like sweep of plazas pass by, filled with crowds of students, academics, and technicians. Raising your gaze, you see that the pod is approaching a tiered substructure, which seems to hang over the curve of the station interior. The pod slows, and you shuffle to adjust to this local grav effects field gradient. You must be near the core of the Glacia station. A guard wearing a mirrored faceplate dismisses the junior agents and ushers you through the first door to an antechamber filled with a small group of people who are presumably waiting to meet with the Provost. They have perfect hair and perfect skin, unmarred by the radiation or burns that mark a spacer. Those cybernetics you can spot are consciously stylish adornments rather than crude augments. Many have brought their young progeny with them. A stench of wealth and influence is palpable. Heads turn as you are led past them towards a set of large doors which appear to be inlaid with wood from real trees. You feel their glares on you, like point defense fire on heavy arm. Smile and wink at them. especially in England. You enter the office as the doors close silently behind you. Provost Anita Baird turns to acknowledge your entrance, while concluding a call via her desk tablet. Ancient wooden shelves for real paper books gleam darkly, in subdued lights emanating tastefully from somewhere. The shelves are only half-stocked with crates scattered around the office. A brass orrery of the Galatia system adorns a plinth in the center of the seating cluster. Parchments mounted behind the provost's desk display intimidating intellectual rankings, their seals of authenticity glowing softly. I apologize for the mess, she says, having noted your examination. I've only just moved office. Before you speak, she raises a hand. You're not here to set up a donation. Then why? Because it is very much in my interest. It's very much in my interest to know about the up-and-coming mercenary captain who corrected the unfortunate situation created by my ambitious but incautious predecessor. A pause. This institution is not devoted to purely theoretical work. She forms a cradle in her hands, as if to hold an idea, as she explains it. For what use is knowledge if it does not give us power and wisdom? To change the world for the better? She leaves the question hanging in the air for a moment. Say nothing. She brings her hands apart. My point is that the Galatia Academy could make use of someone like you. Someone capable, discreet. And here she pauses, a tactic for emphasis. She appears to employ often. And very well paid. I do not wish to make the same mistake as my predecessor. If one wants work done properly, one must provide appropriate incentive. She leans back and looks at you, done speaking, for real this time. I'm interested, and so what do you need done? I shall put you in contact with academician Alvis Sebastian. He will be your liaison with the Academy. He will receive a few mundane tasks from various departments in the Academy, so that we may build a working rapport, as well as provide you with the funds you require to bring your fleet up to my standards. She looks over her spectacles at you. Most of all, I require evidence of trust. I intend to remain provost here for a long time, and productive relationships are built on trust. We will speak again before long, I'm sure. She looks out the dimmed windows at the great halls of the Galatia Academy. You cannot imagine what we shall accomplish. We leave. Sebastian. Oh, hello, it's you. The contactor must look surprised that you're calling, but manages to launch into an upbeat introduction. My name is Alvis Sebastian. The new provost, that is, Provost Baird, assigned me to be your liaison with the Academy. I hope you're as excited to work with me as I am to be working with you. Shall we get on with it? Right. Yes, he seems nervous to be meeting a real-life space captain. You idly wonder how he even got this position. Different departments within the Galatia Academy tell me what they need done. Then I coordinate with freelancers, such as yourself, to procure the necessary services. Oh, and I run jobs by the finance office. We have to make sure you get paid. That's very important. At any time, there may be various jobs open to you. You just have to check with me. Or sometimes there might be no jobs, if they're all fulfilled. He reads something on the tablet. But, it looks like Provost Baird wants you to have first priority for anything that come up. She must like you. So what jobs are there? Ring system scan. That's so far out there. They just want you to run the a standard orbital approach pre-coded with the instrument package put together by applied anorthic geometry just into the standard orbital orbits of a ring system in the Delta Wonder system, about 40 light years away. And the gadget will take care of the rest. When you activate it, it'll send out its own hyperwave pulse to signal completion, and that'll release the honorarium of 59,000 credits to your account. Easy, right? He smiles brightly. You barely have to do anything. Purchasing technology from a Pather. Well, the Academician studies the datapad as if not quite believing. So, an individual who's associated with the Letic Path contacted the Academy. The name is Dalal Alterax, and they say they want to sell the Academy a piece of technology that they found somewhere, I guess. If it really is an advanced phase conversion prototype, then this would be an extraordinary find. But, you know, I do. It's the path. It goes against everything they believe. If they caught one of their own selling technology to us, can you imagine what they'd do? I mean, you watch Sebastian's imagination work across his face. Fanatical torture dungeons lie just beneath the surface. He visibly shudders and composes himself. Sorry, Yes, the details. He takes a deep breath. Okay, so the contact is Dalal Altrax. They're on Hesperus in the EOS Exodus system. The Academy has allocated 44,000 credits to you to make the purchase. Just talk to the contact, make arrangements, and return the advanced phase conversion prototype to the Glacier Academy. And there's also a mission reward of 54,000 credits. He leans in, looking concerned. You'll want to be very careful. Pathers, I've heard things. We'll accept it. Ask about the data retrieval from the ruins on Strathcona. So this is an easy one, right? All you have to do is get to Strathcona and the Genbu system, which is let me see. It checks the exact coordinates of the archive on a different datapad about 39 light years away. We'll provide the exact coordinates for the archive you need to access. Then, once you're back in Hypercom's range, send the encrypted contents back to the Academy, and Finance Office will pay you 55,000 credits. You got any new jobs? No. Alright, sounds fine. Now, let's go deal with those dirty hegemons. See what trouble we can get into here. How are our skills looking? Decent. Hello, hegemony douchebags. You got any jobs? Hello, Miss Rick. Deliver to the specific location. Right, we can do that dead drop. Hello, Shades. You helped me move 50 units of Rex. No. How's it going, Power Armor? Do tell. There's a Vanguard. Well, I don't have Marines, so yeah. Good luck with that. What ships you guys got? What ships can we make? Can we make any phase ships? We can make gremlins. Why do the Pathers have gremlins? Stupid Pathers. Alright, well, let's see what we can buy. Nothing we really want there. Nothing we really want there either. Here's the problem. So, retrieve data from the archive and the ruins there. So we're going to explore ruins. We're going to need food supplies and stuff to do that. Scan the ring, that'll be fine. And acquire an artifact. An artifact. So we want to go around and just find as many jobs as we can get. Okay, looked at them. Let's go to the Denenkyou Mining Station. Because we want Muir to hit as many places as possible so we can get as many missions as possible and then just do them all really quickly. That's a nice, easy way to make some money. Hello? What's up? You can use our ground game. Well, that's just too bad. Alright, nothing we need there. And let's see. So this ship currently can hold what? Hold a decent amount of cargo and fuel. That's not bad. Can pretty much outrun anything. And I would like to go exploring. Now, we're looking for shepherds. We can go and make, say, 10 of these. And that makes it so that we can effectively survey pretty much anything for dirt cheap. We can get that sensor profile on. We can get that sensor profile down a little bit. When we compare that to this, it's 15, not too bad. What do we have on this, by the way? We don't have any insulated fuel assemblies or anything like that. So, that can work for us. Next level, we'll definitely want that, so we can make... Okay, so that doesn't increase the power of moving slowly anymore. But it works. Alright, let's see. So we're going to have those in like 10 days. 11 days. Those have a... So that'll work. Let's make our way over to Supplies 1, DS1. And so that will allow us to go and do a lot of interesting things, I suppose. And we move super fast, which is nice. What would be nicer would be if we had a bunch of phase ships that had salvage gantries on them. I don't know if you can put salvage gantries on phase ships. But we'll be able to get our hands on an alpha core very soon, so that will help us. Okay, so just out of curiosity. Surveying equipments. Looks like you can put them on phase ships, which is nice. We don't necessarily need that. We can alternate between fuel and expanded cargo on ships to get salvage equipment, surveying equipment, so we can go around in a little phase fleet and basically just survey everything. So here's what we can do. We're going to get rid of that. And so we have that one. We have that for fuel. We're going to call this one fuel. And we kind of don't want to fight anything if we can avoid it. Ah. Right. It's just converted hanger, stuff like that.